their upcoming weekend run, walk, and roll event. We want to get a little more in depth into what's going to be going on. And I apologize, I was not able to get myself on camera this morning, but we do have some other people here with me. And we're going to be starting out with Doug Jansen, who is the head of the Department of Rehabilitation. So good morning, Doug.
Good morning, Riley.
So let's talk about, first of all, what the weekend run, walk, and roll event is.
Yes, this will be our 11th annual 5K and 1 mile run, walk, and roll. So it's for participants of all abilities, competitive runners, beginners who want to walk, and also individuals in wheelchairs who compete in their category, or also individuals in wheelchairs who might have team members who help them, up to 3 pushers throughout the race.
So tell me a little bit about how the race got started.
Well, we were really inspired by the story of Team Hoyt, Dick and Rick Hoyt, the father and son duo. They started out running 5Ks and the Boston Marathon in particular. They're from that area. And Ricky, the son, has cerebral palsy. And when he was about 15, they ran their first race together with his dad, Dick, pushing him throughout the race. They've gone on to inspire literally millions of people because of their story and their dedication to one another. Because as Ricky would compete with his father that way through all of these races, he said, "Dad, you know, when we're out there, I don't feel like I have a disability."
So this is something that they participated in for many years. Sadly, Dick Hoyt has passed away, but we're going to kind of be doing a remembrance for him and their team this year.
Yeah, we will acknowledge, that was their story, their example was our inspiration, and we'll do a moment of silence in the beginning of the race. But we are also going to challenge participants and spectators that are there to look throughout their community in ways in which they can give back in small acts of kindness, doing something for another person that really lifts them up and maybe inspires us all and fulfills us all with a higher quality of life, and being here for other people and to lift up our community.
So we want people to come out not only to participate in the event itself, but we also want them to come and watch and participate in the celebration. And so how do we do that?
Yes, so our event will be Saturday, September 11th at 9 a.m. We are running the race throughout Pawnee Park. So we begin right outside of Memorial Stadium at Pawnee Park. There's plenty of parking out there if you arrive a little bit early, if you want to spectate, or if you're coming with family, or if you're participants. We want you there fairly early this year because we are also acknowledging that it's the 20th anniversary of the 9/11, and pretty significant day in our country's history. Mm-hmm. So along with that, we will give tribute to the fact that that was 20 years ago at precisely about the start time of our race when our country was under attack. So spectators can come. We line up. I'm encouraging people to be there before 8:30, and we'll start lining up and do some of these special acknowledgments. We'll thank our sponsors, and we start the race right after a few things occur, right at 9 o'clock.
So when you mentioned that we're going to be doing a few special things to also commemorate the 9/11 20th anniversary, what are some of those things?
Yes, we also will put out a challenge because the finish line of our races are in Memorial Stadium on the track. You can sit in the stadium seats there and watch the finishes. They're oftentimes very inspiring because we have people of all abilities out there, from beginning walkers to those that are going for the first place in their category, and our other competitors who are in wheelchairs. Many of them helped by their team get to the track, and then when they finish at the finish line, They walk across the finish line themselves or with some assistance, and it's very inspiring. But while you're spectating, we're going to challenge people if they would like to walk the stadium steps in honor of our first responders that responded to the Twin Towers attack on September 11th. As they climbed those many, many, many steps, people can choose to honor those that were lost and those brave people by climbing the steps at the stadium.
That is going to be really neat. Well, we're going to keep Doug here, but we are also going to bring into the chat now Jill Zaruba, who is one of the co-organizers of this event. And she's a therapist at Wiggles and Giggles. So good morning, Jill.
Hi, Riley. Good morning.
So let's talk about the Amtrikes a little bit and what they are used for and what they mean to these kids.
Well, we have a lot of kids that come to Wiggles and Giggles of all abilities, and every kid wants to ride a bike. It's kind of a rite of passage as a child that you want to have a bike and you want to be out there with your friends. And we often have kids come in that aren't able to ride a typical bike. And then their parents go out to explore options to find a bike that their child is able to ride. And they're very expensive and they're usually really unique to that child's abilities. So that's what we're able to do with the Amtrikes. That's what the race proceeds go to. Is that we bring the children or the recipients of the bikes actually into a fitting day, and we fit the bikes to fit their needs.
So what are some of the adaptations that you can use with the Amtrikes to help these kids?
Sure. So some of the kids need help staying upright in a sitting position. And so we can provide different types of seats or supports to their back and seat belts, of course, to stay in the seat. Some of them do better using one arm than the other. So we can provide adaptations for that. Some of them need a little bit of help with their legs as well. So we can put some adaptations on that gives them a little less force or resistance when the pedals are coming around. And finally, maybe the best part is that some of them come with a handle on the back so that they can have a parent or a caretaker or another brother or sister help them go down the path.
So when you use these, what are some of the actual therapies that are being, I guess, incorporated with the Amtrikes?
Well, at Wiggles and Giggles, we do speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. And even though these kids are out there riding their bike and having fun, they're probably doing all three while they're on the bike. They're strengthening, they're using their arms, they're using their eyes to see where they're going and hopefully not run into anything. And if they're having a lot of fun, hopefully we're hearing their voice too and how they're communicating with everybody around them and just being a kid.
I have seen one of the kids out on an Amtrak, a year or two ago when you were using them at the wellness center over there with Wiggles and Giggles, and the look on the child's face was priceless. Priceless.
It really is. And really the whole day is priceless. It's so amazing to see everybody out there of all abilities participating towards one goal. It's a great day.
So Jill, how many Amtrikes do you think that you've actually gotten through the last 10 or 11 years?
Well, I think we're getting close to that 60, that number of 60. So there you should see quite a few of them around town at this point.
Very cool. Now, we should tell people too, I know we've been putting it up on the little banner down at the bottom, but how do they register for the event if they want to take part in the race?
Yep, great question. So Riley, you can go online to the hospital's website, and there's a great little picture there of our event that you just click on that picture. It'll take you right to the registration form, and you can register and pay and everything online. We do have teams involved in the event, and if you have a participant who's going to need a team to help push them, then we would ask you to call Wiggles and Giggles, and we'll help you with the registration process for the team.
Okay, let's bring in Therese Chase. She is going to be Therese, did I say that correctly?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Therese is going to be talking a little more about the Amtrikes themselves. So how do you get the fittings done? And I know you also have them for adults. Is that correct?
Yes, we have provided Amtrikes for children and adults. Typically, we schedule a fitting day, so anyone that can benefit from the Amtrikes that have been chosen that possibly have participated in the race as a team can participate in the fitting day. We have Bikes and Trikes of Central Nebraska come out. They are kind of a group that does this area, and they help specialize the trikes. We look at the individual and see what their needs are. Like Jill said, look at if they need some sort of different seating system, maybe a wider seat, taller back, if they need brakes, they need pedals that are a little bit higher, very many different things that can definitely customize to the individual's needs so that they can capitalize on their abilities and not necessarily their disabilities, so they can participate with their family and friends and enjoy the outdoors.
So, Therese, when we give them to a child, of course, children grow. So, and maybe their abilities are expanding. Is that something that you can change as they go along with the Amtrike?
Yes, the Amtrikes are very adjustable. And what we really try to do is come up with the size that allows them the most growth. So the seats are adjustable, both forward and back and up and down. The handlebars are adjustable. Some things are adjustable on the pedals. So really it can adjust I know that we've had kids, as far as some of my patients have been using them for several years and still have been able to utilize them.
So, as the kids grow, do they sometimes have to get a bigger Amtrike? Is that something that has happened in the past as well?
Yeah. So sometimes we run into that, and maybe someone who had gotten one when they were really, really small and then needed another one. Yes, definitely we've run into that. And those people that seek new trikes out that have grown out are the people that are really, really using them. And that's who we want to receive the Amtrikes, are people that are using them very frequently and really appreciating the benefit from the proceeds from the race.
So, take us through the actual fitting process. About how long does that take?
Really, it usually takes around 45 minutes to an hour of a day. Each individual, maybe 15, 20 minutes, where we have them sit on a couple different sizes. We look at, what are their needs? Do they maybe have some tightness in a certain area and need an adaptation on the trike for that? Have them trial it and really involve them to see what they would like and what they feel they need as well, because they know themselves the best. So we really try to kind of look at that, and really not much time, 15, 20 minutes per person. And it's just a fun morning because we get to see everyone smile and be excited that they're going to receive the Amtrike.
And hopefully they're a little bit adaptable so we can put streamers on the handlebars or something like that, because everybody loves that as well. So let's go back to Doug Jansen. And Doug, one of the things that you mentioned is we are going to be honoring Team Hoyt by asking people to kind of give back to the community in whatever way they can. It doesn't have to be a big way. It can be something like maybe visiting a shut-in or going to the grocery store for someone, or maybe raking leaves this fall. There are a lot of different opportunities, ways to help out. It doesn't necessarily have to be with the weekend run, walk, and roll.
That's right. I mean, all of us can just kind of look across and see our neighbors or see someone in need, or maybe even an organization in need of volunteers, and just find a way to plug in with your time and your talents, and being kind to anyone in need, and serve a need in our community.
And we want them to post those to social media. So where should they do that?
So I think we'll have some information about the hospital's Facebook page, and a way to maybe do a hashtag with that. I'm not so technically inclined with some of those types of things, but our marketing department, Kristen Dahl and so forth, will get us set up for that, and we'll have that information at the event.
Okay. Jill, I wanted to ask you a quick question. If people want more information about Amtrikes, whether it's because maybe they have someone that they know would benefit from this program, or maybe they want to give a donation, how do they do that?
If you have any questions at all about the Amtrikes, it's really best just to call Wiggles and Giggles and talk to one of our therapists. We have a lot of experience with them and we use them every day. So hopefully we can help you with any questions that you might have on that. And if you want to donate to the race, we can sure steer you in the right direction to do that as well.
All right. Well, we look forward to the 11th annual We Can Run, Walk, and Roll. It is coming up on Saturday, September 11th at Memorial Stadium, and it'll all kick off at 9 a.m. A lot of wonderful things going on. And I want to thank Therese Chase, Jill Zaruba, and Doug Jansen for joining me today. And we will see you on Saturday.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.